Yo, what is up, summoners? It's your boy TPG back at it again with another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys everything you need to know to get ready for your Battle Spirit Saga launch events. Let's hop right in. If you find that you like my content, please feel free to like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know what you guys are looking forward to most with the Battle Spirit Saga launch event coming up. That being said, let's get into everything that you need to know for your Battle Spirit Saga launch event. Alright guys, so here we are with everything you need to know to be prepared for your Battle Spirit Saga launch event. To start off, we do have the elk buff and ruling. So Divine Moonsky Beast Fanatec Elk was definitely a card that was overlooked. It has the effect that level 1, 2, and 3, when the spirit blocks during this turn, the spirit cannot be destroyed by your opponent's destruction effects or as the result of battle, and it cannot have its cores removed by your opponent's effects. And the important effect is end of opponent's turn, level 2 and 3. If you did not lose a life this turn, place one core from your opponent's life into their trash. As you can see, there's a large ruling over here. This was clarified very recently, and it has nullified a lot of testing games. So basically what this means is at the end of your turn, it checks your current life count. So for example, if I have 2 life at the end of my turn, and I have 2 life at the end of my opponent's turn, then it'll burn them for 1 damage. What this means is if I activate an absolute ice shield, losing a life, and then effectively regaining that said life and ending their attack step, it actually will still count Fanatec Elk's effect due to me having the same life that I had at the end of my prior turn. So it's actually not about losing the life, it's about having the same amount of life that you had when your turn ended at the end of your opponent's turn. So hopefully that makes sense. If you lose a life off of Absolute Ice Shield and then you put that life back, Fanatec Elk will actually still proc. Very relevant. Next we have launch event info. I'm sure most of you know this, but I want to cover it really quick before we get into the meta stuff. So with the for the North American one, is going to be in Las Vegas Convention Center in Las Vegas, Nevada, March 25th through March 26th. The pricing, $150,000 in cash. You can see the breakdowns there. First place $25,000, and it goes down from there all the way down to 128th. The participation pricing is a life counter, a core case, and a event pack 1. Top 128 is an additional 2 event packs. Top 32 is a finalist card set, core case design B. I forgot to mention the participation one is core case design A. We have yet to see what A and B look like, but we do have confirmation that it's 2 different designs for finalist ones, as well as an all hollow deck. These are the demo decks, but you're going to get an all hollow version of it. Top 16, an additional 4 event packs, a top 16 playmat. Top 4, a deck case. Top 2, a top 2 card and a champion. You get a champion card and the champion playmat. For the schedule, we have Friday 10 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. is going to be your product pickup and decklist submission. We also have a 2 to 8:30. If you guys haven't played before, there will be demo events there to teach the game. Saturday morning 9:30 to 10:30, the doors are going to open. We're also going to have decklist submissions and check-in. 10:30 is going to be our start time with a break at 4:30 for 30 minutes, and then 5 p.m. the tournament will resume and potentially go till 10:30 p.m. So it will be a long day. Sunday, the doors will open at 9:30 for check-in. Top 32 will begin at 10:30 a.m. and then at 11 a.m. side events begin. This was recently confirmed. We'll check those out here on the next page. And at 4:30, the tournament finalists will be announced. So for the side events, this was recently shown. We actually have 4 different side event choices. We have the launch locals, which is a $20 entry fee, 16-man pods, best of 3 Swiss until one is defeated. For participation, you get 1 event pack 1 and a booster pack, and then an extra booster pack per win. So that's pretty cool. Win a box, $15, single elim, 16-man pods, participation, 1 event pack 1 and 1 booster box, and then a booster pack, and then first place actually gets a booster box. For $15, you have a 128 win a case, which is going to be a best of 3 single elimination with participation being 1 event pack 1, and then first place is 12 booster boxes, aka 1 sealed case. And then finally, the most interesting one is the booster draft. It's a $30 entry fee, 8-man pods. You get 4 packs drafted per player, which is 32 total draft cards to build a deck, which is a minimum of 30 with a max of 40, and then any extra cards drafted can be used as the sideboard for that event. For that event, you also get one for participation. You get the 1 event pack on top of the drafted cards, and then first place gets an additional 4 boosters. This definitely looks to be the best value out of all of them, is that booster draft. Next, we're going to cover the meta over the last couple weeks. So Aspira has been holding pre-release circuits, so I'm going to be going over all of his, as well as Eggman held a pre-release event on March 22nd, so I'll be going over those results as well. We're going to make it relatively quick because I don't want to go over here going over all of these when they already have in-depth details on it. So this was the first Battle Spirit Saga circuit. We have a pre-release circuit hosted by Aspira. We do see purple and white rainbow sort of taking these top percentages here, with red and yellow falling nicely behind. So these were just 3-round events, meaning there was only there was a certain amount of undefeateds at the end. It was not a clear winner. We have this red Nova list playing cards like Raging Dino Dinorex. We also see Dark World 7 and Deadly Balance in this list, as well as the Heaven Blade Dragon in the side deck. This is a good counter to Nova. That being said, pretty early on list looking at that. Kai Kamiya's list from the same event. We have another red Nova deck, again focused. This one looks purely focused around Nova with some good red stuff support in the bottom end. But outside of the red, we just have the absolute Ice Shield. Everything else is just pure red. Excluding the side deck, we actually have Counter Sword and we have Netherworld Depths. Finally, for this first event, we have Symphonis' undefeated list. This was a this was a yellow sort of good stuff deck, right? We have a Michaela focused deck, and then you can actually side out. This is probably my favorite list we've seen out of all of the events so far, right? This is a 2-drop beatdown deck with Michaela. However, you can side out the entire Michaela engine to side in all 10 of your side deck and play the 2-drop Fabled Beast deck, which I find very interesting and super unique. Next, we have the second pre-release circuit that was held, which was, we do see similar standings here, right? We have purple, which taking purple and white purple, taking the highest percentages, red, and then we actually see quite a fall off here. We see yellow going all the way down to only 2. So very interesting there. And then we see more mixes along the way. So for the undefeateds, we do have a purple list this week, which is nice. We have Anthony Blaze's undefeated Curse Dragon. It's basically just a core drain list, right? We have cards like Infernal King, Curse Dragon, Pentacles, and the Dark Bishop, as well as Mordred here. Pretty standard list here. I actually think this is probably one of the most consistent lists I've seen so far of like the core drain deck. We also have Maduke in the side deck for Curse potential, because Curse is a decent way to out cards like Enterprise, which I think will be a big deal going into this event. Next, we have Otter Gundam's purple list. Very similar. We do have the core drain focus here again. Nothing too different. We are setting Dream Bomb this time, though. There was only 2 undefeateds for that event. So this is where we see a big meta shift. This was the 3rd event hosted by Aspira, and we have Elephant Control taking up half of the top spots, or excuse me, half of the spots in the event. The other half being purple good stuff, and then 5 Nova. And then again, we see everything else go down to 1 here. So Elephant Control and purple good stuff definitely being the decks to beat in this tournament. So for an undefeated here, we actually had Hayden Eggman. He was playing a core drain deck. Again, just purple good stuff, purple toolbox here with Pentacles and Curse Dragon focused. And then, relatively standard list here with the Burning Forces and the Ice Shields. Again, we're seeing Dream Bomb start to go in the side deck here. That's a decent way to out the Elephant. Nero on red Nova, right? So pretty standard list here. This actually did added Netherworld Depth, and this is the list I actually played exactly for the Eggman event on March 22nd. I played this list exactly. It felt very, very strong, so definitely check this list out. I like it a lot. And then we also have a 2-drop deck. So this one's not as techy as we saw with the Michaela version, but we do actually have Enterprise in here, and this is the first, but I promise you not the last you'll see of Enterprise. This card is very phenomenal, and in this deck it feels very needed. Giving that armor to your little guys is very helpful. And Alice is also just such a good card. Next, we do have the March 20th event. So these ones we don't actually have deck lists for, but we do have the decks that were played, right? So we have purple Core Drain at 9, and Elephant Control at 7, and then Terra Nova at 3. Terra Nova starting to pick up. Purple Beatdown also at 4, and then we see it sort of go down a little bit. This was the European event that Aspira hosted on March 21st. Again, we have 6 purple and 5 Nova, and then we get a drastic drop off down here to Elephant Control at 2. And again, these are smaller sample sizes, but they will help you sort of determine the meta going into these launch events. We have 2 drop aggro here at 4 copies for the Australian event, and then 4 Elephant Control as well as 3 Nova, and then purple actually goes from being the majority down here to only 2. But of course we do have purple beatdown and purple core drain, so it's actually like 4 really, realistically. And then we get to Eggman's event. This was the last event that was hosted for the pre-launch events to Vegas. So yeah, here we can see the top 8 decks. I only screenshotted the top 4. We did have 4 different decks though for our top 4, right? We had Seagworm getting first, Purple Cursed Dragon getting second, Elephant Control getting third, and Fabled Beasts getting fourth. So this was the first place Terra Nova list, right? I have the side decks over here on this side of the screen, and then I have the main decks over here on the left side of the screen. So the idea here with this deck is that Nova is just a very good comeback card and allows you to basically play the game twice. A very strong card. But then also the Giganorex gives you a decent matchup actually into yellow. Yellow I found is a really hard matchup if they can drop Enterprise, and it becomes nearly unbeatable, but because Giganorex is so big so early on, it actually really helps pressure that deck a lot, significantly. So yeah, that's pretty much the theory with this deck, right? Is we're just playing Pterosaurs to get to our Giganorex, but we're also playing a few Star Dragons in order to get our Nova. And then sideboard we have Counter Sword and Dream Bomb. Sacred Thundering Peaks is interesting as well, but the big things is the Dream Bomb and the Counter Sword. Next is the second place Cursed Dragon list. Over here in the main deck, right, we have 3 Cursed Dragon, no Pentacles, very interesting. But we could see Pentacles fall off, right? With this card, the Dark Bishop sort of taking his spot, because it's a very strong combo. Dropping Dark Bishop, so Dark Bishop has when summoned, remove all cores but 1 from all of your opponent's spirits. So what this does is, Dark Bishop has 2 reductions, so he's a 4 cost. Cursed Dragon has 3 reduction on an 8 cost, making him 5. So for basically 9 cores, which isn't that much really, you'll sort of see when you play the game. Like 9 in the demo deck format feels really like outlandish, but in the main game having 9 cores is nothing. That it's a board wipe with ramp, because essentially you're dropping the Dark Bishop for 4, okay, removing all but 1 core. Drop Cursed Dragon. Core Dragon removes 1 core from all your opponent's spirits, killing them all. And then for each spirit removed, it's going to actually get a core from the void and attach it to itself. Very strong. And then we have relatively other good stuff, right? Just like curse cards here to sort of play around Enterprise. And then, yeah. And in the side deck, we do have 2 Enterprise. Like I said, I think this card's going to be seeing a lot more usage. We also have Rocket City for the reduction, as well as helping boost our spirits up. White Elephant Control. I'm pretty sure most of you are familiar with this deck. If you're not, it focuses around getting Nomen Guard out. And then like a Nomen Guard and a Pegacyclone and then like an Enterprise, and you just sort of win. Like your opponent can't really out this board. If you're familiar with Digimon, this is very much the security control of the deck. It's very hard to pilot though. We also have Fanatec Elk at 4. This is important because this is how you're going to be winning most of your games. You're going to be swinging, and then Elephant will be refreshing, and then Fanatec Elk will burn, hopefully winning game. And then Fabled Beasts. So as we see, Nomen Guard and Enterprise actually made their way in here as well, because giving that protection to your little dudes is super important and very strong. Also, getting a second refresh step is just very broken with the Nomen Guard, especially in this deck where all your bodies are really little, so you can go really wide and then get all of your cores back to play some of these flash cards from your hand, like Core Theft or Burning Force or Exhaust Nexus. Very good cards. Side deck in this one, we do actually just have Andromeda, Dream Bomb, and Counter Sword. And that is it, guys. That is everything that you need to know going into your Battle Spirit Saga launch event. So I hope I gave you some useful info that'll help you during your launch event, as well as give you sort of a snapshot of what we know of the meta so far. I definitely think the safest bets to take would be purple or red, as those decks seem to have consistency and performance. However, I do also recommend the most important card that you get for your decks is going to be Absolute Ice Shield, because every deck needs to run 4 copies of that card. If you like my content, don't forget to also check out the links in the description down below, where I also have a Twitch channel that I stream almost all of my videos live when I'm recording them. That being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye.